Hi, so the good news is you got your PPP loan. Now we're going to talk about how specifically to get your forgiveness using Juice. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to get out of this PPP loan and keep your business going beyond this coronavirus. So there's a lot of confusion out there as to what happens after you get your PPP loan and how to spend it, what you can spend it on, what you can't spend it on, and how much time you have to spend it. In essence, you have 8 weeks to spend all of the PPP money on 3 things: your payroll, your rent mortgage, utilities. Those are the 3 things. Now, the question is, how does it actually work? I'm going to explain to you using my props that I have here, my juice. This here is your bank account. Okay, right now it's empty. This is the PPP loan that you're about to get or that you've received. You get your PPP loan from the SBA. PPP money goes into your bank account as so. And now you have some extra money to deal with what comes next. Now, this is your disbursement date. You have 8 weeks to spend this money. Now, what can you spend this money on, and how do you get your forgiveness? Each one of these tall cups represent your payroll. This is usually the base expense that you have in your business, and this is the thing you need to spend the most, 75% of the money on. So let's put it this way: if you receive $60,000, you have to spend $40,000 on your payroll. Now, your payroll can be your ongoing payroll from the date of disbursement moving forward for 8 weeks, or it can be for money that was owed to employees that you laid off or furloughed. If you brought them back and you spend this money on the 4 payrolls that constitute the 8 weeks, then you're okay. Now, it's a little confusing, but really, if you think about it, it isn't. If you think about it in these terms, this is all the money. So let's do it exactly. This is all the money you got from the SBA. Each one of these is your payroll. So you put your first payroll to your employees. Here you go. Payroll number 1. Payroll number 2. So remember, these payrolls can be from before the crisis or during the crisis. February 15th is the deadline. So what that means is any expenses after February 15th you can use to pay back this money and get your forgiveness. So we're going to keep going. Here's another payroll here. And then here is another payroll. So the 8 weeks have gone by and you've given the majority of the money to your employees. Now, you still have a little bit of money left in your account. Remember, this is only the money that was given to you by the SBA, which represents here. You can also spend the money on 2 other things, which are rent and utilities. I'm going to include each one of these as a rent cup and a utilities cup, each one. So you've got rent here, and rent and utilities here, rent and utilities on both, and you've spent all of your money. So what happens now? You've got your bank account is empty. You've got what you owe to the SBA, which is over here, and each one of your employees and everybody who you owe money to the 8 weeks and a little bit of time before has gotten their payments. Now, hopefully, you're still making some money. So this is new money. New money is going into your account every day, every week, and this is great. So your new money is here. Okay, 8 weeks have gone by, and your 8 weeks, at the 8 week point, you're going to sit back and you're going to get all of your paperwork. You're going to get all the checks that you paid to your employees. You're going to get the checks that you paid for your rent and any utilities that you spent. All that money is here. So in 6 months, the government's going to come, the SBA is going to come and say, it's time to show us what you spent the money on. You're going to take all of your receipts and you're going to go back to the SBA and you're going to say, okay, I spent some money on my employees, in one payroll. I'm going to spend some money on employees on the second payroll. And remember, this can be right before or right after for 8 weeks. This, a little bit of money on the third payroll. And I'm going to leave a little bit in this cup just to show you an example of something else. So you were able to spend this much of the payroll. Now, you also have your rent that you spent your money on and your last rent. So, all the money here that's in this pot, which is the SBA forgiveness account, basically. All of this, remember, started in your account, was here, went to your employees, and now is back in here. This is forgiven. This magically goes away if you can prove it. If you can prove that you spent the money on where you're supposed to spend your money on, this money disappears. So this is a beautiful thing. We can forget about this and never think about it again. Now, this money here. This is the money that you did not spend on your PPP, expenses. You did not spend this on utilities, you did not spend this on rent, and you did not spend this on your employees. So it could be a million reasons for that. Maybe your employee quit, maybe he didn't want to come back or she didn't want to come back. Or you made a choice that instead of spending it on the things you should have spent it on, even yourself, because remember, you could have been part of the 941s, that you took this money and you spent it on advertising, maybe to get your business improved so that you could receive customers, and you paid for protective measures so that people will feel comfortable coming to your business. Whatever you spent your money on, this money here. Now let's say, remember, we got $60,000 in the beginning, and this represents, let's just give a round number. It's not exact proportional. Let's say it's $10,000. $10,000 you did not spend on your payroll, your rent, or utilities. So this $10,000 that's right here is going to go back into your account, which is probably already there. And that money, that $10,000, you're going to owe it. You've got 24 months to pay $10,000 at 1% interest. Now that amount basically comes out to be whatever it is. I believe, from what I remember, it's a little over $400 a month. So that's the important thing. This cup needs to be your smallest cup. You want this to be as full as possible. You want to spend all the money on this. Now, there's going to be people who have decided to spend the money on something else. They don't want to spend it on their PPP. They don't want to spend it on their employees, the PPP allowed expenses, and that's going to be your choice. Now, that converts into a loan that you're going to have to pay back over 24 months. Now, the worst thing you can do is default. The last thing you want to do in this situation is default on this loan, because SBA has very strict rules about defaulted loans. If you default on an SBA loan, you're probably never going to be able to get another SBA loan. So this crisis could keep going for years. We don't know. We have no idea. We don't know if there's going to be another one in the future. And you don't want to be the person who defaulted in the year 2020, and in the year 2022 or 25, you were unable to get your SBA loan to help you in the future. This is the mechanism the government has to help us, so this is what it is. Now, I hope this video helped you understand a little bit better exactly how to spend the money. If you like my videos, please subscribe at the bottom of the screen. My name is Diego Mendez. I'm a debt lawyer, bankruptcy lawyer here in Miami, Florida. I've worked with thousands of businesses. I know what I'm doing in terms of counseling businesses and how to get through difficult situations. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll respond to every question personally, and I will help you understand forgiveness and any other issues that you might have. Till later, Diego Mendez, bankruptcy lawyer here in Miami, Florida. Thanks a lot.